So I want to show you how to build the drop-down list into this form that we do have right here. And what I mean by a drop-down list is a situation where you should be able to add a list of items. Once you click on a drop-down, it's actually going to display a list of items that you can just basically select one. In fact, instead of bothering myself trying to explain that, let's do that in action. So if we get into our form right here, so this is what we basically have in here. So you should just basically type this out if you don't already have that. So to build that select, we can just do a select tag right here or an element. I'm going to just give that a name. So let's call this something like, maybe it's going to be dressing that we're going to a kind of a grab onto, a grab from people. All right, so we'll do select right here to close that up. And this particular thing here is actually not going to just work the way that it is, except you kind of add something that is actually called the options. All right, so if you want to add option tag to this, it's really very simple. The way that you do that is, let me just show you guys in here. So I'm going to just do option right here. What about that? This is going to be option, and maybe the first item, if you want it to, maybe we're going to just call this something like cap, meaning that someone can actually select a cap in there. So we can just go ahead and then do that. So I'm going to close the option in here. However, I think we are going to need something like a label. So I'm going to copy the label we already have on this page and then paste it right here. And I want to change this to maybe something like select address. All right, the little space from that place, and I want to copy this right here. All right, so if I copy this line and I paste it on the next line, maybe a couple of times. So for this, of course, this is going to have a value, and the value of this is actually going to be this cap that we do have right there. And then for the second one right here, it's also going to have a value, and maybe we want to use something like trousers for this. So we'll do trousers, change this to trousers. All right, and then within this place we have value, and we can set the value to maybe this is going to be shirts or t-shirt. Let's do t-shirt right here, and we can change this to t-shirts. And the next one is going to be shoes. Let's do shoes right here, and we're going to have a value. We'll set the value to be equal to shoes. So this is going to be basically shoes, guys. So all right, so we do have these within this place. We'll save the changes the way that it is right now, and I want to open that up. So if we HTML forms and then open this up, you see that we do have that right here. All right, and then we can click on this drop down here and then see these items that we do have within this particular place. All right, so that is it. It's really very simple to really create. Now we want to add some extra features, and the first thing I want to do, I want to make use of this option on that particular place, and I want to just like set this to empty strings and let this just basically be empty, or I can just do something like select, just to kind of push people into hitting on that particular spot to be able to select an item. So if we refresh here, we're going to just have select right here. Now the first thing I want to do is, if you want to have a particular item pre-selected, let's say once people land on that page, I want to see them, I want to see trousers selected. All right, so I'm going to just do selected right here. Just add this attribute called the selected. So about this, save the changes. And most of the time you should be able to like use things of this nature. Maybe if you want to persist the data after people will try to hit the submit button, you want to like dynamically change this particular thing within the drop down list, all right, to have something selected. All right, and if you refresh right here, you're going to see by default that trousers is actually selected. Just take a look at that right there. Okay, because we put that in here. So if you take it away from here, and let's just make sure we cut the whole thing, and maybe we want to have shoes to be pre-selected. You can put that on shoes, and then if you refresh, see that shoes is actually pre-selected. All right, so that is just what that is. Another thing or another feature that I basically want to add right here is, if you take a look at the browser, once you land on this page, you see that only one item is actually selected right here. It's actually visible. All right, but if you want a situation where you want to see like 3 items on this page, you can actually do that. All right, and to do it, you can add that to this right here and just add a size attribute, and we're going to just basically set that to maybe 3 items. So if you refresh that page initially, you see that 3 items are really visible right here. All right, so we do have 3 items really visible, so they can select from there, they can scroll. So if you have any need to like maybe enlarge this particular section just for people to see the things that are actually available, maybe at least 3 or 4, you can do that. So that is it on that line. The next thing I want is I want to be able to allow, because if you take a look in here, I can only select one item at a time, and I can see I did not even type t-shirt correctly, so you can actually correct that, guys. So you see that I can select maybe only this or only this at a time, right? So if I want a situation where I should be able to select multiple items, it's also possible. This is just also pretty new, but it's possible now. So if you do multiple right here, and I want to correct this right now, save the changes, and I want to even take away this size. I don't need it at this moment. All right, so we'll save the changes now, and we'll go back to the browser right here. You see that we can actually, okay, this one is actually pre-selected, but then if I want to select more than one item, I can see that shoes is actually selected, pre-selected right there. Let's say I want to also select this and also select this. So you see that I can actually select multiple items at a time. All right, and that is just possible just with the inclusion of this particular attribute right here called a multiple. So if I take that away and I attempt to do that, it's not basically going to happen. All right, so it's not going to basically happen. So if I hold my control key and try to select multiple items, it's not going to happen. So I'm holding my control key and it's not working. So it's only until you add this attribute right here called a multiple, then if you refresh it here and you hold down your control key, you can select multiple items. All right, so that is just, I think that's just basically the thing I want to like basically show you guys right now. I'm going to just basically stop right here. All right, so the next one we're going to just take a look at maybe something like a text area or something of that nature. So if you understand the video, just feel free to, a kind of hit the like button, and you can comment if you have any questions, to drop that in the comment section. And I think I'll basically see you guys in the next one, and bye bye for now.